Good morning and welcome to PCYS here in beautiful Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Here at Scafidi Field, we get ready for the first soccer match of the year for Stevens Point and De Pere. Both teams haven't played since October of 2019. Adding some numbers up, De Pere 529 days, SPASH 525 days since their last soccer game. Good morning again, everyone. Steve Mapes alongside Trevor Zaleski. Mike Winlet will be on the call for the second game as SPASH will take on Green Bay Preble. But the Redbirds in their white uniforms and SPASH in their black and red uniforms. We'll try and keep track best we can. No clock, no scoreboard running for you here at Scafidi Field, but again, we'll try our best, and we're underway here in Stevens Point as, again, De Pere coming in out, and they will take on Eau Claire Memorial in their second game later on this afternoon, but we'll see how aggressive both teams are. Was told SPASH had some inter-squad games earlier, and they've been practicing all around the city of Stevens Point. They had practice over at Iverson Park, and first possession for De Pere goes out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in for Stevens Point along the far side, and we'll try our best to, again, keep track of time. We'll have score. We'll keep track of score, of course, and then go from there. So 2 45-minute halves as got Preble and Eau Claire Memorial playing just kitty corner behind us to our left, as the Panthers, they'll go out and Stevens Point will have a throw-in on that far side. Again, numbers for De Pere kind of hard to see. Smaller numbers on their white uniforms, SPASH big white numbers on their black uniforms. As we cover Stevens Point alternate spring season here. We had football on Thursday. We've had volleyball throughout the spring, and then of course soccer here. Had a tennis match. Jason and Trevor and Mike bared the elements earlier this week. Very windy over at SPASH, as almost a misplay there, but going to be scooped up by Evan Engel Jack Rosner for De Pere. Can appreciate everyone tuning in this morning. Beautiful morning, a little bit windy, but knock on wood, there's not feet of snow on the ground, so that's always a good thing this time of year. De Pere, 13 wins in 2019, fell to Appleton East, I believe it was, in their regional. And SPASH made it to a regional final in that in the last year that they played, 2019. Again, 525 days for Stevens Point between matches here. With all the craziness going on, SPASH with their best opportunity here in the first couple minutes of the match. Tristan Anderson wears 5. Header out of there by Thomas Huspenny for Stevens Point. Head coach Dusty Rhodes knocking it down on the far side for De Pere. And SPASH will be back in action at 1:30 this afternoon. And then you can head over to ZaleskiSports.com click on weekly schedule. And we've got all of our SPASH and Neenah schedule up there for you. Called it back out there for Robbie Collins. And that one's going to be booted up and knocked away as Noah Lavick kicks it away. Spencer Banks in the goal for Stevens Point. Quick opportunity here, scooped up there by Gavin Pinchert, and going to be taken back by Stevens Point. Hincliffe gets it knocked away. Back to Stevens Point. Noah Lavick wears number 12. Again, it's going to be interesting to see how aggressive and these teams are. De Pere has been pretty aggressive the first couple minutes of this match this morning. SPASH hasn't really found their way yet, and it's going to be back to Stevens Point on the free kick. Again, SPASH had Spencer Banks, Gabe Perez, Colton Thielman, Majo Yang, Owen Williams, Jake Williams, Noah Lavick, Thomas Huspany, Luke Hinchcliffe, and Ben Omernick as the starters for Coach Derek Bell here this morning. And a free kick all the way up to Rossner for De Pere. Wearing the orange and blue in goal this morning. Again, both matches, first matches for both these teams this year. They have a handful of games. And again, we talked a lot about it during football, even on Thursday, that these guys have to or get to play now. And then they have maybe a couple months off unless they're in a club league or in a league over the summer. And then they got to be right back here again in the fall, August, September, October, to play again. So see what, again, not having played against different competition, non-teammates in over 500 days, see how aggressive and see how they play here this morning. Saw a little rust during the football and volleyball seasons. That one's going to be poked up, try to center it up, and nicely done on the far side by Owen Williams, and an early corner for De Pere coming up. Couple minutes in here this morning. Hear from our sponsors. Again, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in, and if you appreciate us, don't appreciate us, appreciate our sponsors that are scrolling along the bottom of your screen. Thank them. Thank the SPASH Athletic Department and all these kids. Thank them for staying healthy and staying well during this time. A low center pass, and that one's going to be taken away by Stevens Point. Kicked up there by Lorenzo Abud for De Pere, and that was going to be led just too far for Colton Thielman, and back to De Pere. You got to record it at all? You want to record it? Okay. Throw in back for Stevens Point. Into their offensive zone. Pushed up to Huspany and kicked away by De Pere. Fighting along near midfield, and going to be back to De Pere here in the early moments. Ezra Johnson, number 20. And a free kick coming up for the Redbirds. Tries to center it up. Nice header up there, up to Johnson. Taken away by Stevens Point. 24, Ben Omernick. And that was going to float out of bounds back to SPASH is going to keep it along that far side. Right in front of the De Pere hut bench area. Again, no score early on here from Stevens Point. Get you a time here in just a moment. That going to, again, try and keep time best we can. No time on the scoreboard. Trevor's doing his best to keep running time on. Big collision, nothing called. And back to Stevens Point, Gabe Perez, number 2. Huspany back up to Tristan Anderson. Again, SPASH has the height. See if they can get the good footwork here. Right foot and right into the gut of the De Pere goalkeeper. Tries to throw it up and going to be fought for again. Abud with it now. Pushing it quickly for, Kevin Ramirez, number 10. Taken away by Perez. Good aggressive play for both sides so far. Very physical as well. And a substitution. No, they're going to say it's back to the Redbirds. Get an executive decision there. To have more SPASH soccer, again, head over to ZaleskiSports.com, type in or click on weekly schedule. See our schedule for SPASH soccer this alternate spring season. Got Nina as well. And of course some football being played on Friday nights. That's going to be poked away and kicked back up and cleared out for De Pere. And going to put it right back in the middle, and a free kick coming up for De Pere. Schedule an appointment at Fleet Farm Auto Service Center today. Their professionals handle tire installation and rotation, oil change, filter and battery replacement, and more. Schedule an appointment online today. Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955. Fleet Farm, just down the road from here. Always a go-to when you're in the Stevens Point area. Ezra Johnson clears it all the way up, pushes it up to Jacob Bay, right foot, and just mishit it. And Spencer Banks comes away with it for Stevens Point. A very senior-heavy team for SPASH. 8 seniors on this Panthers team, this Panthers roster. Couple of three freshmen. Again, not something that you see very often, especially at the SPASH level, because they once you get to SPASH, it's sophomores through seniors. And so we got 3 freshmen, Andrew Falk-Savage, Shade Kaiser, and Deacon Yang. So we'll see if they get any playing time here this morning or throughout the spring season. Again, just good for these kids to be able to be back out on the field, especially for the 8 seniors to be able to have a senior season. Lavick centers it up and going to be taken out of the air. Good sliding tackle there on the far side. Unable to clear it out. De Pere regains possession. And Lavick, who just had that shot, clears it out from his defensive position. Tripping there for SPASH was Colton Thielman. Big collision again. It's been very physical early on here from Scafidi Field in Stevens Point. Continuing to hit the field, hit the grass on both sides. Again, have a whole spring season schedule coming up for you as well. Baseball, softball, girls soccer, track and field, all that's starting in just a couple of weeks. Practices start April 19th. First day of competition can be April 27th, I believe it is. Nice job defensively again by Stevens Point. Gabe Perez fights for it, knocked away by Charlie Eggers for De Pere. Charlie's got it now along the near sideline. And Lavick knocks it out. Throw in coming for Andrew Yang for the De Pere Redbirds. Again, scoreless here in Stevens Point. A couple of shots, and De Pere had a corner kick that went unsuccessful. SPASH hasn't really been able to set up much of an offense. De Pere has been very aggressive and putting a lot of pressure on Stevens Point on SPASH's defense. Majo Yang, number 9 on that far side, is going to be poked out and back to the Redbirds. Had a couple of fantastic women's basketball games last night. Was it Stanford knocking off NC State or the other way around? I believe it was Stanford knocking off NC State 66-65 for the trip to the national championship game. And then UConn got upset by Arizona, and the Wildcats heading to the national championship. Nicely done by De Pere defensively. Going to be poked down, a throw-in coming for SPASH. Luke Hinchcliffe threw it in, right foot, and that one's just off the side of the goal into the netting area. And luckily for De Pere, that was not touched by the goalkeeper, and he gets a goal kick for the Redbirds. Great opportunity there for Tristan Anderson. First good shot put on by Stevens Point. Then we got some games tonight, Gonzaga and UCLA, and Baylor and Houston, the other two, with a trip to the national championship on Monday. Women's championship tomorrow. That's going to be a good one. Stanford and Arizona. Arizona looked very good last night, and offsides coming on De Pere back to Stevens Point. Of course, the Brewers with a walk-off on Thursday, getting their first win of the year, back in action tonight at American Family Field in Milwaukee. So a lot of good things going on right now. Of course, the NBA going on, the MLB, the wrap-up of the college basketball season. And of course, all these games here for you right here at Zaleski Sports from Nina and SPASH. Jason made the trip down to Manitowoc on Thursday to the Manitowoc Ships and the Appleton West Terriers. Moving all around the state here for you. Cover high school sports in this alternate spring season. Very abbreviated season, but these kids get to play nonetheless, so good for them and good on the WIAA to have them get a season nonetheless. So again, scoreless here in Stevens Point. A couple minutes in. 15 minutes or so into this first game of the year. Again, we got SPASH and GB Preble at about 1:30. Mike Wendland will be here for you on that call. Eau Claire Memorial and Preble playing on the far, or just kitty corner to us, to our left again. A quad here, and SPASH, I believe, heading to a quad next week as well. So, but again, just head over to ZaleskiSports.com, click on weekly schedule, and that is where we got all of our SPASH soccer, tennis, swimming and diving is concluded. Tries to center it up there. A good opportunity here for Stevens Point. Good passing up to Tristan Anderson, and going to be poked away. A lot of contact again, and De Pere is going to not clear it out, but right in the hands for Rosner for De Pere. Most action so far on both ends. Again, very, very physical here early on. Going up for it and knocking it away was Owen Williams. And of course, we got football on Friday. More soccer for you. Volleyball, I believe SPASH Volleyball has a match against Eau Claire Memorial on Tuesday. They had a digging for the cure on Thursday. If you haven't checked out the highlight video that Vinny Villarreal put together, head over to Zaleski Sports Stevens Point on Facebook and check that out. A very exciting match on Thursday. Went 5 sets. SPASH was able to prevail in that game against La Crosse Central. So head over and check out that highlight that Vinny put together. Very impressive for our friend Vinny Villarreal. Nearing the 20-minute mark here in game number 1 of the SPASH spring season. Again, 2:45-minute halves, so about 25 minutes left. SPASH has really been putting the pressure on more and more here. A lot of it in the SPASH offensive zone area on their offensive side of the field. De Pere has quieted down a little bit with the pressure that SPASH has been putting on. De Pere's passing pretty well, but SPASH's offensive players putting a lot of pressure on De Pere, making them pass it back and forth deep into their defensive zone. Again, not a lot of action on the De Pere offensive side the last couple of minutes. And headed away was Lavic Throw-in coming for Thedo for Pere. Anderson with it now, pushing it up quickly. And good pass up ahead to Colton Thielman. With it now is Colton up. Back to Ben Omernick. Thielman with it again. Good footwork by Thielman. And a lot of contact and a free kick coming for Stevens Point. Best opportunity for SPASH. Tristan Anderson had a good looking shot on goal earlier, but this is going to be a set play for Stevens Point. And the official's going to back up the Pere Redbirds. See if SPASH can get on the board here. 20-ish minutes into this first match of the year. Again, pretty impressive mark in 2019. Lost in a regional final. 529 days ago. Strike right in the middle and going to be scooped up easily there by Rosner for Pere. Going to be poked away and stolen away. Ooh, tough pass there by Hinchcliffe and going to be stolen away. Pushing it up now is Andrew Yang. And a lot of contact and going to be kicked out. Sliding tackle there. Nicely done by Jake Williams. And a throw-in coming for Pere. Again, had a lot of exciting games here this fall with Pacelli. And being able to stay up on his feet. Good ball movement there. Ezra Johnson with it now. Kicks it back up. Good pass and poked away by Tristan Anderson. Most pressure Pere has put on for quite a while. Tries to center it up. Far post. And Thedo with it now. And going to be cleared out. Gabe Perez turns and pushes it up. One-on-one, Colton Thielman with it. Thielman 1-on-3, tries to pass it up to Perez. Going to be poked away. And a lot of contact going to the ground. Pushes it up to Hinchcliffe, back to Thielman. And going to turn it over back to Pere. And Pere returns the favor up to Jake Williams and back to Stevens Point. I know Trevor had some memorable soccer games here this fall with Pacelli and Nakusa when it was windy, cold, raining. That was him and Mike came over here and did Nakusa and Pacelli playoff soccer. And that was just watching it online. It looked miserable. So I can't quite imagine what it would have been like here. It's cold and breezy here in Stevens Point today. It's been pretty windy the last week or so. Slight chances of rain all next week, but nothing to tamper down how dry it is. So just be safe, be smart. If you're obviously they recommend not burning, but recommend not burning. So please do not, and if you do, please be smart about it. Dry and windy, two ingredients for a bad time if you're going to try and have a fire or a campfire or anything. So please do not do it. Wait until it gets some rain, and that one's going to be over the goal and out of the reach of Spencer Banks, and a goal kick coming for Stevens Point. No substitutions yet as I say that. Then Pere sends one up to sub in on the next dead ball. Banks clears it up and headed away by the Redbirds. Gabe Perez fights for it, tries to turn unsuccessfully, and then Perez comes back away with it. 25 minutes into this first half. Scoreless here from Scafidi Field in Stevens Point. Steve Maves alongside Trevor Zaleski. Mike Wendland will be along for game number 2 as SPASH will take on Green Bay Preble. in the second game of the day. Eau Claire Memorial also in town. As the official hits the ground, make sure he gets out of the way. Again, both teams have put a little pressure on. SPASH had a couple of opportunities about 10 minutes ago or so. De Pere the last couple of minutes. And just going to reset things here for the Redbirds. Spectrum Benefit Solutions is your group benefits provider for health, dental, accident, life insurance. Best of all, Spectrum Benefit Solutions is located right here in Stevens Point. With Ashley as your special consultant, Ashley lives in Stevens Point and works with Stevens Point area businesses of all sizes to help them attract and retain the best employees. Find Spectrum Benefit Solutions on Facebook or see Ashley at the game, the store, or anytime you're out and about to get started today. Goal kick coming for De Pere. Still scoreless here in Stevens Point. Substitution coming in for De Pere. Will Dwyer, number 16, junior. Going to line up to the near side, near us along the near sideline. And no subs yet for Coach Bell, and Stevens Point tries to center it up, see what his guys can do here. Perez going to be cleared out. Good pass ahead for Stevens Point. Just didn't quite see the defender. And now De Pere pushing it up. They've got numbers and behind the defense. Couldn't quite chase it down along that sidelines. Big break for Stevens Point as Owen Williams throws it in to Thomas Huspenny for SPASH. And Spencer Banks will retrieve it and regain possession for the Panthers. Again, appreciate everyone tuning in here this morning. Back up to De Pere, putting more pressure on Ezra Johnson, and they will blow the whistle. Down on the ground is a Redbird, and he will get up, and a free kick coming for De Pere. De Pere in a alternate spring conference with the likes of Bayport and Ashwaubenon. A lot of those Fox Valley schools. Then, of course, SPASH, the only Wisconsin Valley Conference team to decide to play a spring season, and that one's going to fly way over the head of Banks. And a substitution coming in for Stevens Point, the first of the match. Imperium for the Panthers. Where's number 4? As Tristan Anderson will make his way over to Coach Bell on the sidelines. Banks in the all-green neon, kind of like the Seattle Seahawk green. Maybe a little brighter than the Seahawks green, but concept. Good pass up ahead as Colton Thielman won't be able to track it down. News that a lot of people knew, but we're just waiting for dates to be announced. And especially if you're a fan of around here, or I guess not of around here, you don't need to be. But Aaron Rodgers hosting Jeopardy the next 2 weeks starting on Monday. April 5th is his first show. It dominated on Celebrity Jeopardy when he was on there. Making a lot of money for the MAC Foundation. And speaking of the MAC Foundation, a lot of the WBCA, Wisconsin Basketball Coaches Association teams were announced. And that was going to be pushed up quickly by Dorchester and going to be taken away by Stevens Point. But a lot of local-ish, I guess, Zaleski Sports coverage area teams. Handful of players got selected to the WBCA all-state and are playing in that all-star games and all raising money for the MAC Fund. So head over to See if your favorite player made it, and if so, see if you can help them out a little bit. As got sandwiched over there was Owen Williams, and well, Lavick on the ground just retying his shoe or on that right foot, right ankle. Sure that Noah's all right. Majo Yang to send it up for Stevens Point. A couple of substitutions coming up for DePere. Coach Bell making sure Lavick is all right as he's gingerly walking near the midfield. $15 or so minutes left in this first half. Scoreless from Stevens Point. First match of the year for DePere and Stevens Point. They'll both have a second game as DePere will then take on Eau Claire Memorial. SPASH will take on Green Bay Preble this afternoon. Mike Wendland will have the call for SPASH and Preble from Scafidi Field at about 1:30. DePere pushes it up. Lavick, nicely done by Noah to knock it away. Now couldn't quite clear it. Dwyer passes it up, and that one is going to just roll out. Didn't know if it was gonna quite make it, but the grass slowed it down and had just enough. As Spencer Banks will clear it out. A couple of substitutions for DePere. As just reforming their lineup on the field for Coach Rhodes. And now pushes it up. Great opportunity. Left foot, and it is in. Goal for Kevin Ramirez. And DePere is on the board in the 32nd minute. And it's 1-0 Redbirds. Just like that, they subbed out some players, reformed their lineup, and Kevin Ramirez got behind the defense and was able to finish as Spencer Banks came out to try and get it, but just able to slip it right past him. 1-0 DePere. What we believe to be about the 32nd minute. Ramirez with it now. Kevin with the lone goal just a couple of seconds ago. Again, has been very, very physical here throughout the first half. Throw-in coming for DePere. Whistle blown, and now conversation coming between Andrew Yang and I believe Owen Williams for Stevens Point. And right to the middle, and Spencer Banks is going to take it again. SPASH was out of bounds, or excuse me, DePere was offsides, I believe, is what the official said, or maybe even out of bounds. But Spencer Banks to clear it out now for Stevens Point. They trail 1-0 here in the first half. Kevin Ramirez just moments ago scoring the first goal of the season for the Redbirds. Gabe Perez fighting for it. Now SPASH back with it. Lavick clears it out. Perez with it near midfield. And Majo Yang with it now for SPASH. SPASH had some early opportunities. Again, it's been about 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there for both sides putting pressure on. And DePere took advantage of their rotation in their lineup and put one in just a few moments ago. Nicely done there by Perez. See if SPASH can chase it down. Couldn't quite get there. As bodies continue to hit the grass. Chest it off and see if we can chase it down. And that's Hinchcliffe with it along the near sidelines, pushing it up to Perriman, and it's going to be back to DePere. 1-0 Redbirds on a Kevin Ramirez goal for DePere in the 32nd minute. That's just what we're going to guess from what we have on counting down on Trevor's scoreboard and just going off of what the watch says. About 30-ish minutes. And back to the Redbirds it goes. Wind howling here in Stevens Point. Temperature's supposed to get pretty nice next couple of days, but as Ramirez gets behind him again, and he gets tripped up, and is going to. He got tripped up and then rolled into the ball as Ramirez was going for his second goal, and a red card coming on Stevens Point. That might be Spencer Banks, their senior goalie, is going to see his day come to an end. Tried to slide and knock away the ball, but Banks is going to see his first match of his senior season come to an end. Simon Solon will be in the goal now for Stevens Point. Kevin Ramirez. It will not be a penalty kick as Ramirez. They're going to say Ramirez was not in the box, and so it's going to be a free kick as Ramirez will take the kick for DePere. Right foot, and is going to sail high and out. So big break for Stevens Point, except that their senior goalkeeper was DQ'd on a red card as Ramirez was tripped up. Again, physicality has not been absent here from this match early on. But Banks with the red card and Ramirez with the missed opportunity. And it's still 1-0. About the 36th or 37th minute here in the first half. SPASH trails 1-0. Ramirez was trying for his second goal. Got tripped up and unsuccessful on the free kick just moments ago. See what kind of pressure SPASH now puts on against the DePere defense. Haven't had much in their offensive side in the last about 15 minutes or so. There's a siren's whistle behind us. Trying to pass it up again to Ramirez as Lavic will chase it down for SPASH, and he mishandles it and kicks it out of bounds. Ramirez up to Dwyer and back into their defensive zone, and now retrieves it back for DePere. 1-0 Redbirds. It'll be the Hornets and the Panthers at 1:30 this afternoon. And going to be taken away. Nicely done, and then regained back by DePere. Passes it back to the defenseman, Charlie Eggers, for the Redbirds. Calls for Andrew Yang on that far sidelines, and a great pass, and couldn't quite retrieve it, and back to SPASH for Majo Yang, and Simon Solon back into the game now at goal for Stevens Point. Spencer Banks DQ'd just moments ago on a red card on tripping up Kevin Ramirez, as the official on the far side had a flag to SPASH and then quickly retrieved it and sent it back to DePere. So again, officials a little not rusty, obviously, but trying to figure it out, and down goes now Ben Almernick with it. The DePere Redbird player didn't quite see who it was, just tripped up on his own. Again, as physical as it has been, they're letting him play. As Ramirez gets behind, couldn't quite get behind the defense again, and Solon clears it out for Stevens Point. Now going to be cleared and sent out of bounds into the long weeded area behind the SPASH bench, and unable to be played by Yang, as Majo Yang was able to get Andrew Yang to step out of bounds and couldn't keep it in. Now Majo with the throw-in for Stevens Point. Ben Almernick fighting for it. Again, arms wrapped, bodies flying. Again, has been very, very physical here in the first 40 minutes of this soccer match. Ramirez back with it now for DePere. He's got the lone goal, almost had a second one just about 5 minutes ago. A good pass ahead. Ben Almernick with it now. Near side, trying to pass it up to Hinchcliffe, and whistle coming on DePere. Heard a couple cheers from the Preble and Eau Claire Memorial game. Not sure a score there. We got a 1-0 score here with just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Again, footing, not much of an issue here today. Field is in excellent condition. Walked through there, tried to head it up, walked over to talk to Coach Bell before the match, and they had it all aerated out, and throw-in coming for Stevens Point. Got a breezy, windy day, but temperature's nice. Field is immaculate. And SPASH trying to even it back up here. Centers it up and heads it away. Trying to turn and poked out. Centers it back up, poked away. Nicely done by DePere, and it's going to be a throw-in for Stevens Point. Hinchcliffe and Anderson had two good opportunities. And a throw-in coming for SPASH. Centers it up and going to be taken out of the air by DePere. One nothing Redbirds first half from Scafidi Field in Stevens Point. 32nd minute, Kevin Ramirez put one in for DePere. Dorchester tried to center it up. He's got it back again. Right foot right in the gut of Simon Solon for SPASH. And that will be the end of half number 1 here in Stevens Point. De Pere 1 and SPASH nothing. We'll take a quick break here from our fine sponsors. Come back, get you ready for half number 2. About 10-minute halftime. We'll be back to Stevens Point after this.
When you get moving again, be safe and ready to go. Use your stimulus or tax return to save up to $150 on a select set of 4 Goodyear tires. At Sherrill Tire and Service Center.
Get your car done right.
Need incentive to get started at Mid-State Technical College? 1, 2, 3 for free can save up to $900 on tuition. Start this summer if you'd like. No catches, no application fee or essays to write. 1, 2, 3 for free at Mid-State. Get started at mstc.edu.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and zero premium, company-paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood. Jason Zaleski here to tell you that Hewitt's Meat has you covered with simple, easy, and free home delivery. Residents of North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin get free. That's right. Free delivery on every order from Hewitt'sMeats.com. Choose from bratwurst, wieners, bacon, jerky, sausage, cheeses, ham, snack sticks, gift boxes, and even the popular grillers. With over 50 flavors of bratwurst, Hewitt's Meat with free delivery will please your entire family. Visit the store in Tomahawk, Marshfield, or Hewitt's Meat on Facebook today. Bauer & Fine Business Technologies is your complete office technology solution. For 60 years, Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been serving school districts, municipalities, counties, religious organizations, and businesses in Wisconsin and beyond. Visit b-bt.com and let Bauer & Fine Business Technologies be your complete office technology solution. That's b-bt.com.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop. Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
When you have a house full of kids, your water consumption is through the roof. But when the kids move out, the water usage goes down. But how long are they really gone for? With high-efficiency systems made by WaterCare, Maher Water Corporation can roll with any size-changing families. So call us today so we can help you with those water use issues. The laundry is still up to you.
Welcome back to Stevens Point as we get you ready for half number 2 between the SPASH Panthers and the De Pere Redbirds here in the first match of the 2021 alternate spring soccer season. A goal, 32nd minute, from De Pere's Kevin Ramirez put the Redbirds up 1-0, and then Spencer Banks, goalkeeper, senior goalkeeper for SPASH, got a red card while trying to knock the ball away, slide away the ball from Ramirez just a little while after that, and so Banks is out for the rest of this game. Simon Solon has come in, played pretty well. A couple of shots near him, he was able to scoop them up with ease. But again, just mentioning throughout the broadcast the aggressiveness from De Pere to start, and then SPASH had a couple of counters to try and make a push of their own, and then De Pere, the last about 15 minutes or so, has really put the pressure on Stevens Point and has been unable to, or has made SPASH play with on the back of their heels. So it's going to be interesting to see how SPASH comes out in the second half, see if they're much more aggressive. They had a couple of opportunities in that little time that they had, but other than that, it's been all De Pere here. In the first half, the score doesn't really show it, only 1-0, but it's been a pretty good game for De Pere coming off of their 529 days since playing. SPASH had that 525 days since playing their last soccer match. Phelps Dairy is located at the Crossroad Commons right here in Stevens Point. Phelps Dairy is a family-friendly experience serving your favorite cheeses, ice cream, meat, and more. All grown right here in central Wisconsin. Phelps Dairy is open Monday through Saturday and 24/7 on Facebook. So just De Pere making their way up to midfield. The Eau Claire Memorial and Green Bay Preble game, that got to halftime at about 10:52, 10:53. So must have had a couple of more stoppages, a couple more goals maybe over there. SPASH again will take on Preble at about 1:30. Mike Wedland on the call for you on that one. And then De Pere will take on Eau Claire Memorial. Get comfortable this winter with Point Heating and Cooling. Point Heating and Cooling is your Lennox dealer in Stevens Point and Plover for more than 100 years of making your home and business comfortable. Sign up for planned service and receive 10% off parts and a reminder to service your furnace and central air conditioner. Call Point Heating and Cooling at 715-345-1979. 715-345-1979 and visit online at pointheating.com. So now De Pere will be working from left to right on your screen. SPASH will be working from right to left here in the second half. SPASH, I believe, will start with it as De Pere started the game with the ball. So sit back, relax. It's going to be a good second half here from Scafidi Field on the campus of PCYS Portage County Youth Soccer Complex here in Stevens Point, right off of Highway 10 in Stevens Point. Steve Mavs alongside Trevor Zaleski here in Stevens Point, bringing you some SPASH soccer on this beautiful Saturday morning in Stevens Point. Half number 2 underway, and SPASH will start with it again, working from right to left, down 1-0. 1-0, I guess, as they say in soccer. See how De Pere putting a lot of pressure on defensively, getting very, very physical first half on both ends. And the first possession for SPASH will be a throw-in, or will result in a throw-in for the Panthers. Hinchcliffe with it now, passes it up to Owen Williams. Williams with the footwork, trying to get by. He does momentarily, and Andrew Yang are right there trying to head it away, and the Redbirds come away with it. Majo Yang hit it. Ezra Johnson with it now on the counter and kicks it away. Ezra Johnson, and Solon, nicely done on the pressure put on by De Pere. Good job defensively by Stevens Point to get back and put pressure and not allow De Pere with an easy shot. That was going to be played right at midfield. And boxing him out there was Charlie Eggers for De Pere. He's boxing out Colton Thielman. Perez tried to chase it down, back to Stevens Point. Thomas Huspenny for the Panthers. SPASH will be back in action about 1:30 this afternoon. Right here, same place, against the Hornets from Green Bay Preble. A team that they would usually not see. They'll see them in football as well. Head over to Green Bay and have a game against Preble on the football field. SPASH football fell to Bayport on Thursday. Volleyball, as mentioned, took down La Crosse Central. Turns and pushed it up, does very impressive freshman James Dorchester for De Pere. Again, fighting Andrew Yang with it, tries to center it up, and Solon will gobble it up for Stevens Point. Yang comes away with it, turned it over, did SPASH. Turns and looks, Yang with it again. Methodically setting up this offense for De Pere. Down went Owen Williams, still laying on his back right here near midfield. De Pere is continuing, and De Pere will kick it out to allow Owen Williams to regain himself. And there will be a substitution, but he will stand up on his own as the 11 o'clock whistles blow through the city of Stevens Point. Luke Hinchcliffe will throw it back in. Ben Armenick into the game for Stevens Point. As they will just pass it up as De Pere, sportsmanship-wise and gamemanship-wise, as Williams was on the ground, that they just kicked it out and SPASH returned the favor. Pere with it now. Time we start this 55, so about 7 minutes into the second half. 1-0 to Pere on a Kevin Ramirez goal in the 32nd minute. An opportunity did Pere just moments into the second half, as Gabe Perez will track it down and Pere will kick it right into the SPASH bench area. Again, appreciate everyone tuning in this morning. Beautiful morning here in Stevens Point and throughout central Wisconsin. Just past 11 o'clock here in Stevens Point. Steve Maves alongside Trevor Zaleski once again. Mike Wendlet will be with you at the 1:30 game. Tries to center it up. Just SPASH playing back. Not a lot of strikers there awaiting the center pass. Pushes it up. Beautiful pass up to Yang on the far side. Trips up. And SPASH will regain possession. Beautiful pass across the field. A throw in up to Thielman. Going to be taken away by Pere. Mishandled it. Ben Amernick, the nearest Panther. Dwyer goes to the ground. SPASH with an opportunity. Passes it up to Amernick on the left side, left foot, and it's going to be scooped up by Pere. Again, SPASH hasn't had a lot of opportunities. A couple of them in that first half. And that one bounces in front of Yang and goes out of bounds. 1-0 Redbirds. As Pere takes it over again, Ezra Johnson with it. Looking to pass it up, he does so. Behind the defense, but SPASH able to regain possession, kicks it up, and Solon will track it down for the Panthers. Beautiful clearing kick there by Simon. Panthers and Redbirds hit the ground, and now trying to center it up again is Colton Thielman. Amernick tried to pass it up to Perez, nothing doing. Back over to Tristan Anderson. Opportunity here for SPASH, left foot, and went down. Down went Rosner for Pere. But SPASH putting a lot more pressure, being a lot more aggressive the first couple minutes here in the half. Down 1-0 to Pere. SPASH, I believe, maybe have just one corner kick opportunity. I know Pere had one early in that first half. Tried to turn, but nobody home. Gavin Pinchart for Pere has it now. Looking to center it up along that sideline, and Yang pokes it away for SPASH off the chest and passes it out to the near side along the sideline and out of bounds, staying with Pere. Passes it back to Solon for Stevens Point. 1-0 Pere. SPASH being more aggressive here in half number 2. But got to be careful with those counters that Pere has put on. Don't want to get behind by too much. That magic number in soccer, 3. If you get behind by 3, especially midway through a second half, it's going to be very, very tough. So SPASH, if they can get an equalizer here early in the second half, would be huge for the Panthers. But Pere once again back on the counter. Ezra Johnson with it. Centers it with the right foot and way off the mark to the left. Substitution coming in for Pere. SPASH will have a goal kick coming up. especially on a day like this. The next read is going to be very important as a goal for Preble, I think, on that far side. Hear from our friends over at Stevens Point Brewery in just a moment. Get the ice cream out, get a couple root beer floats, and Point Premium Root Beer is can't be beat with the root beer floats. As that one's going to be retrieved, intercepted by the Panthers. Up to Ben Omernick, heads it away, trying to chase it down, and he gets tackled. Derek Valenzuela for Pere. Number 5 for Pere. Substitution on the next dead ball for the Redbirds. Jake Williams on the free kick. Sends it high, sends it long, heads it away. Headed by about three players there, and it's going to be kicked out and back to Stevens Point. Sit back and enjoy the handcrafted sodas from the Stevens Point Brewery, made from 100% real sugar and high-quality ingredients, select from a variety of styles including Point Root Beer, Diet Root Beer, Black Cherry Cream, Orange Cream, Vanilla Cream, and Kitty Cocktail. For more than 15 years, Point Premium Root Beer has been a tradition right here in central Wisconsin. Stevens Point Brewery supports all area student-athletes. That's the go-to for root beer floats is Point Premium Root Beer. Point Premium Root Beer, if I could say it well enough. Far side, and they continue to play. That was incidental contact, as I believe it was Yang out there tried to pass it in front of himself, and the Panther defender was just boxing him out, defending him. And Hinchcliffe will clear it out for Stevens Point, pass it up ahead. Ben Omernick chases it down over to Tristan Anderson. Anderson hand fighting and comes away with it. Anderson one-on-one. Now pass it up to Omernick. Omernick still fighting. He goes to the ground. Gabe Perez loses control, and Pere regains possession back to the Redbirds. About 15 minutes or so gone here in the second half. Sonny Zhang checks in for the first time, 45 for SPASH. As well as Jacob Bay for Pere, number 7. Push it up to Perez. Perez passes it up to Huspany for Stevens Point. Zhang, a junior, Sonny Zhang for Stevens Point, 45. Pretty speedy for Coach Bell and the Panthers. Line up on that far side. Johnson with it, passes it up. Nice job by Zhang clearing it out. Perez. Back and forth we go. 1-0 Pere. We'll have Spash and Preble at 1:30. Mike Willett making his way over here from Iola is now hearing all the cheering from the other field. No wonder they had so many stoppages, goals back and forth they go over there. Don't know a score, but it's at least 1-1 in the second half. Both teams scoring a goal in that second half. Turns and pushes it up. Turns for Eggers and back to Pere. Getting a lot of just methodical, trying to figure each other out here in the first match of the 2021 alternate spring season. Again, these guys will be, or a handful of them anyway, will be back out on the field in just a couple of short months, playing a regular scheduled season in the fall, back to their respective conferences. SPASH in the Wisconsin Valley, of course, with the likes of Marshfield and West, and between Kevin Ramirez and I believe that's Colton Thielman getting a little talking to. Noah Lavick, pardon me, number 12. Majo Yang with the free kick for Stevens Point. Passes it up to the near side. Hinchcliffe 1-0. SPASH trailing here in the second half. Able to fight. There's Colton Thielman, and he gets tackled in the box, and it could be a penalty kick coming for Colton Thielman. And it should be a penalty kick coming up for Colton Thielman. The penalty happened inside the box as Thielman is going to have Jake Williams will take the kick. Best opportunity for SPASH so far. See if we can get an equalizer here in the second half. And this is... And the run-up with the right leg. And it is into the back and good for Stevens Point. Jake Williams ties it up here in the second half. 1-1. And SPASH is on the board. Started straight on with the ball and then kind of like a kicker moved to his left side and ran up, wound up, and put it in. 1-1 in the second half. Again, that's all due to the pressure and the aggressiveness by Colton Thielman to draw the foul, and Jake Williams was able to capitalize. Majo Yang with it now. See if SPASH can use this momentum. Dorchester takes it away. Very impressive freshman James Dorchester for De Pere. Kicks it back out to the near side. A couple of substitutions during that last after the goal. See if we can find those for you. Aiden Perryman for SPASH number 4. I believe there was another one. But we're tied up here in the second half, 1-1. Kevin Ramirez a goal in the 32nd minute for De Pere. Jake Williams on the penalty kick tied it up just moments ago. Sends it back out for De Pere. Yeah, both teams back in action in just about 2 hours. Taking on Eau Claire Memorial will be De Pere, and SPASH will be taking on Green Bay Preble right here at Scafidi Field on the campus of PCYS. Had a lot of games here this fall for Stevens Point Pacelli. A lot of good games. Pacelli, very good soccer team. For the helps of players like Charlie Kulik. Ezra Johnson with it now for De Pere. Tries to lead ahead his teammate up there, and SPASH will take control. Sonny Zhang with a good pass ahead to Ben Omernick. Now Perryman got it poked away and regained possession for the Redbirds. Ikers passes it back to Aboud for DePere. Sends it by and regain possession for Stevens Point. Passes it back to Solon. And centers it right up with nobody home for Stevens Point. Valenzuela for DePere, number 5. Dorchester now with it. Again, the impressive freshman gets by the defender, tries to center it up, and perfectly placed. And into the net went the ball and Kevin Ramirez, I believe. Ramirez, his second goal, and a beautiful pass from James Dorchester. And he scored it and then got tangled up in the net a little bit, but all helps the same. All counts the same. 2-1. Dorchester got by his defender, Jake Williams, and then was able to put it in, as Ramirez might have to exit stage right now, as has to get his cleat figured out or something. 2-1. DePere on top. Again, James Dorchester, very good pass. Impressive pass right in the stride of Kevin Ramirez to be able to just step and put it in. Robbie Collins, number 8. Now with it, Owen Williams. Williams putting pressure on. That was going to be poked away, and sliding and making the grab for DePere. And Sonny Zhang able to head it away right back and SPASH with it again. Williams, right foot. And knew it as soon as he swung his foot that it was going to be off. Flew well over the goal. 2-1 DePere here in the second half. What minute are we at? You're in the 66th minute. Or close to that. We're not sure. So about 24 or so minutes left here. 2-1 Redbirds. Kevin Ramirez is 2 goals. Could have easily had a third. Could have had a second one in that first half. But DePere is able to answer back relatively quickly. It's 2-1 Redbirds. See if Coach Rhodes and the Redbirds continue to put pressure on Henry Pickard. 21 into the game. Big knee brace on that left leg. And gonna retrieve it back to the goalkeeper. 2-1 DePere. Kevin Ramirez, a pair of goals for the white and maroon of DePere. Passes up along that far sideline. Ezra Johnston with it now. Ben Amernick comes away with it for Stevens Point. Looking for Perriman. Amernick gets it poked out and back to staying with Stevens Point. Perriman with it now. Ball spinning like crazy over there. Owen Williams tries to chase it down. Ball is still loose. Left foot. Williams is in! Owen Williams with the goal for Stevens Point. As the ball went in, the goalkeeper had it but then lost control of it. Williams cleaned it up and with a left foot ties it up again here in the second half. All tied up at 2. Owen Williams staying with the play and was able to even it up here in the second half again. Now a conversation with Robbie Collins and the head official trying to get an explanation, but again, that was the goalkeeper went for it, lost control, and Owen Williams was able to clean it up, and now even his goalkeeper just said, just let it go. Tied up at 2. 69th minute for Owen Williams. 2-2 here in Stevens Point. Again, the aggressiveness we saw early. The aggressiveness we saw early in the second half for SPASH coming through big. They had a penalty kick by Jake Williams, and then a goal just moments ago from Owen Williams. Kevin Ramirez a pair of goals, and trying to get behind was Perriman. Nicely done by the defense for DePere. Perriman almost tracked it down. Jake Williams heads it away. Back up, and Perriman and Owen Williams run into each other. Williams holding his left ribs. Haven't seen Nolan Lavick for a while. He went down with a right foot injury, it looked like anyway. And pushes up to Dorchester again. James with nobody home, and that one's going to be a goal kick coming for Stevens Point. Just under 20 minutes to go in the first match of the year, second half. It was 1-0 going into halftime. SPASH with a couple of goals from the Williams, or a goal apiece from the Williams, and then Kevin Ramirez put DePere, Kevin Ramirez, pardon me, put DePere up 1-0, and then 2-1. Jake Williams with the penalty kick. Owen Williams with the goal in the 69th minute. Right into the gut of the DePere player who's down on the ground. And now Lorenzo Abud for DePere. Dorchester with it now. Passes up ahead. Misses left. Hits the ball boy. And a goal kick coming as Ramirez was very close to getting the hat trick here in the second half. Colton Thielman checks in for Stevens Point. Thielman back with it now for SPASH. Clears it out. Right foot away from Williams. He goes, hits the ground as Williams is going to be called. And a free kick coming. And they're going to move it to the circle area. Though it did not go on Owen Williams, went on Tristan Anderson. And a free kick for DePere. Sends it back up. Thielman almost chased him down. Pickard with it now. Now swings it back around. Two here in the second half. One of the more physical soccer matches that I've covered and seen. But has been very well played. Tries to center it up along that far out of bounds line. Dorchester with it again. Sliding out of it was Jake Williams. And now kicks it back up. Colton Thielman for Stevens Point. Thielman tries to chase it down. Swings it back around. Beautifully passed up. And Yang kicks it or heads it away. Bay back over. Pinch art number 3 for De Pere. Redbirds putting a lot of pressure on now, being very aggressive here against the SPASH defense, tied up at 2. SPASH has been on their heels the last couple times, or the 2 times that they've scored, and now Ben Amernick comes away with it. Then he was double and triple teamed. Eggers. Owen Williams heads it away to Ben Amernick. Amernick passes it ahead. De Pere with it again. Majo Yang, pardon me. Majo has played some good defense for Stevens Point today. Right foot didn't get stopped, and a big save by Solon for Stevens Point. Wonderfully done. Diving to his right. As Tristan Anderson will, I believe, head to the bench. He's been holding that right leg, right foot, last couple of minutes. Left foot, left leg, I'm not sure. He was trying to stretch out one of them. Robbie Collins with it now. And Thielman kicks it out. Back to De Pere it goes. Centers it up to Dorchester. Wonderfully footed again and just missed that far post. It was on line, just missed it to that left post. A clear view of it over here. Winston Hill into the game for the first time. 33 for Stevens Point. What do we got, Trev? 76th minute or so here in Stevens Point, as it'll be back to the Redbirds. Uh-oh. Okay.
And then whatever the fuel is, you just write it in. Does that make sense?
78th minute or so here in the second half. Tied up at 2 as De Pere continues to put pressure on. It's going to be a goal kick coming for Stevens Point. Simon Solon to do the honors for SPASH. That one heads to the fields behind us again. A lot of action, it sounded like anyway, coming from Eau Claire Memorial and Green Bay Preble, the field to our left. Especially early on in that second half, is trying to center it up and off the back of Gabe Perez, and De Pere will have a goal kick coming up. Again, Mike Wendland will have the call for you at 1:30. Green Bay Preble and SPASH. SPASH has looked very very good here in the second half. First half kind of sat back trying to figure it out. Centers it up and, again, been very physical. And behind goes Colton Thielman. Opportunity here for Stevens Point. Right foot and going to be scooped up there in the box. Thielman, again, putting more pressure on DePere. Jake Williams, Owen Williams, the 2 goal scorers for SPASH so far today. And, again, continues to be physical on the SPASH defensive side. Jake Williams back up to Colton Thielman again. Colton's been running all around this field. Again, we have not seen Noah Lavick for quite a while since. Oh, there's Noah out there right now, I believe. Again, the numbers on the back are easy to see. The ones on the front, not so much. Yeah, Lavick's out there, number 12. As that one will go out of bounds and a throw in back to a free kick coming forward to Pere. And beautiful Saturday morning still. Yep, 11:30.
Turned into kind of a nice.
Yeah.
Nicer, I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. It was a little breezier this morning when we got here right away, but as soon as I say that, then it breezes up right into the gut of Simon Solon for Stevens Point. Again, if you missed the first half, Spencer Banks, their senior goalkeeper, out on a red card on a trying to take it away from Kevin Ramirez, as that one flies wide right. Ramirez was going in for his second goal of the half, and it was just outside of the box, and Spencer Banks was penalized the red card, and his day was over.
It's still tied, man down. Still tied, a man down.
Yeah. They penalty kick by Jake Williams in the second half, and then Owen Williams got it taken away and behind the defense again. And a goal for DePere, got behind, and Henry Pickard for the DePere Redbirds behind the defense and was able to beat Simon Solon, and it's 3-2. 3-2 in favor of DePere.
My Redbirds. Anybody? I got my DePere Redbird shirt on.
3-2 Redbirds on top, and it's been kind of that way here in the second half when SPASH has answered. DePere is this one a few more minutes than the last one, but they have had open shots, and DePere has taken full advantage. 3-2 DePere. Paper City Savings is on County Road Double H in Plover and online at papercitysavings.com. Paper City Savings is your full-service financial institution right here in Portage County to help and ready to help you. Open a kid's savings account today and get a free gift plus another gift on your birthday. Paper City Savings, located in Plover. 82nd minute. 8 minutes or so as a lot of contact again. Ball is loose, but it was able to be secured by the goalkeeper for the Redbirds. Went high to get that one out of the air. And when he came down on Colton Thielman and one of his teammates, and then lost control of the ball. And we regain it here in the 83rd-ish minute from Stevens Point. And we're doing our best. No scoreboard, no clock. So they're going off the official on the field. They had numbers on it during the warm-up, so I don't know. Maybe.
Somebody didn't show up that was supposed to be running.
So
They didn't wake up.
3-2, De Pere on top. Kevin Ramirez a pair of goals, and Henry Pickard into the back of the net for De Pere just moments ago. Jake Williams, Owen Williams, the 2 goals for Stevens Point. Again, they will take on Preble at about 1:30 this afternoon. And again, Dorchester, right foot, taken away by Yang. Pickard again with that big brace on the left leg, tries to center it up, and nobody home for De Pere. Goal kick coming for the SPASH Panthers. Sends it long again for Colton Thielman. And Thielman can't quite track it down. Gabe Perez near midfield. Back up to Thielman, and good sliding tackle there put on by De Pere. And free kick coming for SPASH. Centers it up to Owen Williams. Heads it near and out. That's going to be a throw-in for Stevens Point. About 5 minutes or so left. SPASH down by 1. 5 minutes or so left of what we think, obviously. Trevor's doing his best. Just try and keep track.
If the referee needs help, he could ask him.
Yeah. One-on-one, Dorchester and Yang now. Dorchester gets by as Solon will retrieve it and get past Pickard for De Pere.
Got a bunch of referees down here. 6 extra ones.
De Pere first game, as mentioned, 529 days. SPASH 525. De Pere lost in a regional regional quarterfinal. SPASH lost in a regional final. Wonderful job by Jake Williams, and he is down again. Sliding tackle by Jake. And a corner kick coming for De Pere. Just their second of the game, of the match. And trying to add another one on here for the Redbirds in the second half. See if we can double up the Panthers here. Last couple minutes. Centers it up. Line drive and a header just missed. And it's going to be back to Stevens Point. Solon pushing it up quickly. His team down 1. Owen Williams with it now. Chests it and then heads it. And a called for it and got it.
Yep. Said please.
And SPASH will have the free kick. Nacerville Dairy has fresh cheese curds made daily. Visit nacervilledairy.com to see the selection of cheese curds, cheeses, sausage, and other quality made food and snacks. Order a cheese and sausage tray for your next party or event today at nacervilledairy.com. And Williams was chasing down Jack Rosner. And Dorchester got behind Yang, left foot right in the gut of Solon. Continuing right foot and in. The freshman again, James Dorchester, with a goal. He had an assist earlier and then a goal right there. James Dorchester, a very impressive freshman for De Pere, and it's 4-2 Redbirds. Was battling with Yang. Yang lost the battle. And then scored did James Dorchester. 87th minute, a couple minutes left here. SPASH pushes it up, and DePere up 4-2 with about 2-ish minutes left. And now just trying to waste that time, waste that clock to get us to a finish here. DePere looking and will most likely improve to 1-0. They will have Eau Claire Memorial at about 1:30 over on the field behind us. SPASH will take on Green Bay Preble right here at Scafidi Field on the campus of PCYS, Portage County Youth Soccer Complex. Amernick up to Thielman.
Trevor, 1 minute left. About. Now it is.
Up to swings it around up to Robbie Collins. Collins gets tripped up and he'll go flying. And that is it. That will do it here from Scafidi Field in Stevens Point. DePere 4 and SPASH 2. We'll take a quick break, come back with our Nasonville Area postgame show, wrap this one up, get you ready for SPASH and Preble here from Stevens Point after this.
Well, the Grow Wisconsin Dairy Processing Grant is for really any dairy, or up to $50,000 you can get for like improvements, help with like food safety aspects. It's actually you have to pay part of the service that you're getting, so you have to pay 20% of it. So we were actually granted $6,150. And so that's the 80%. So our project is at a little over $7,000. So that's showing them that we're doing something with their milk. We're not just taking it, turning it into cheese, setting in the store, sending it to the customer, like everyone else does. Anything that we do in the plant with food safety is great for everyone. It's not just great for us. It's telling the customer that we make a good product. It's telling the farmer, our patrons, that we're doing good with their milk. And so that should really go to heart. That you're going to get a safe product coming out of here. It's cool to see that all the Hymans they really like to see their name out in the community, but especially for anything with children's groups. They sponsor a bike raffle every year, and they actually go and give it to the kid in the schools. I know that's a huge thing every year. But yeah, it's really cool to see their name out there. Seeing them a sponsor, we all got kids, we all were kids, so most likely something came out of here that we've done.
We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Letta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on cake.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, switch to US Cellular and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G, plus no activation fees. So you can stream, capture, and post without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at US Cellular. Choose fair.
Northside Computers is Marshfield's U.S. Cellular store. Visit us on South Central Avenue in Marshfield for the latest Samsung, Apple, personal cellular devices, tablets, and more.
Really got to understand what a nurse is. Do they focus on you? Do they make sure that you're comfortable? And that's what Shai has. It's the connection that he has, my best interest in mind, always.
Why wait another day? Let's take the next step together towards a better life.
Snow piles up quickly. Remove it just as quickly with Kubota subcompact and compact tractors. Our #1 selling tractors are built to take on winter with front and rear mount snow blowers, blades, and rotary sweepers. Get select Kubota subcompact or compact tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months and save $1,000. See your local Kubota dealer today.
Your local Kubota dealer is Chili Implement, located 1 mile north of Highway 10 in Chili.
You can hear me? I'm not ready.
When you get moving again, be safe and ready to go. Use your stimulus or tax return to save up to $150 on a select set of 4 Goodyear tires. At Sherrill Tire and Service Center.
Get your car done right.
Need incentive to get started at Mid-State Technical College? 123 for free can save up to $900 on tuition. Start this summer if you'd like. No catches, no application fee or essays to write. 123 for free at Mid-State. Get started at mstc.edu.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and zero premium company paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood. Jason Zaleski here to tell you that Hewitt's Meat has you covered with simple, easy, and free home delivery. Residents of North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin get free. That's right. Free delivery on every order from Hewitt'sMeats.com. Choose from bratwurst, wieners, bacon, jerky, sausage, cheeses, ham, snack sticks, gift boxes, and even the popular grillers. With over 50 flavors of bratwurst, Hewitt's Meat with free delivery will please your entire family. Visit the store in Tomahawk, Marshfield, or Hewitt's Meat on Facebook today. Bauer & Fine Business Technologies is your complete office technology solution. For 60 years, Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been serving school districts, municipalities, counties, religious organizations, and businesses in Wisconsin and beyond. Visit b-bt.com and let Bauer & Fine Business Technologies be your complete office technology solution. That's b-bt.com.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop. Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
When you have a house full of kids, your water consumption is through the roof. But when the kids move out, the water usage goes down. But how long are they really gone for? With high-efficiency systems made by WaterCare, Maher Water Corporation can roll with any size-changing families. So call us today so we can help you with those water use issues. The laundry is still up to you.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, switch to US Cellular and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G, plus no activation fees. So you can stream, capture, and post without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at US Cellular. Choose fair.
Northside Computers is Marshfield's U.S. Cellular store. Visit us on South Central Avenue in Marshfield for the latest Samsung, Apple, personal cellular devices, tablets, and more.
Time now for the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy fresh cheese curds made daily. NasonvilleDairy.com. Coach, obviously able to get back out here for the first time in 500 and some days, and obviously not the way you wanted to end. Just talk about what you guys learned today in the first game of the year.
Yeah, I mean, your statement's true. Not playing for 500 something days is an impact. And so for us, with our turnover in team, I mean, this is really the first 90 minutes that a lot of these guys have played varsity soccer or at the varsity level in this team together. So for us, the growth, the process of this game was far more important than the actual end result, even though obviously you want the end result to be in your favor. But we got to learn a lot about ourselves to get to where we want to go. And this game proved to show us a lot of things that we can work on. So, we played most of the game down a player, which gave us a chance to see a completely different perspective than what we were training for. So that alone is a growth moment that I appreciate at this moment of the season. This is a great time to play this level of a game and try to see what we can do.
The second half came out much more aggressive offensively. What was the message at halftime?
Oh, we just needed to get the jitters out from having not played and just play, because we're confident in what we can do when we play. And that was critical. In our first half, we had ebbs and flows of good soccer, but we weren't as consistent. Once we consistently started playing, then we saw some better results and started being more threatening. We were defending better, all the key things that we need to do. So that's a really critical, healthy, positive step in the direction we would need to go.
Another game in about an hour and a half or 2 hours. What do you tell the guys before a doubleheader game?
Just eat right, get a little rest. Don't relax too much. That's really about it. Of course you want them to learn from this past game, but this next game, as soon as it starts, is going to present completely different challenges. So as long as we're not making the same mistakes we saw in the first game, that's all we can ask for.
Perfect. Thanks, Coach. We'll see you after the next one.
You.
Thank you. All right, with that, we're going to wrap things up here in after match number 1. Stevens Point falling to De Pere 4-2. They will take on Green Bay Preble at about 1:30 this afternoon. Mike Wendland will be on the call with you for that one here at Scafidi Field, here from the Portage County Youth Soccer Complex here in Stevens Point. And with that, we're going to sign off. For Trevor Zaleski, this is Steve Mapes. Have a wonderful Easter weekend, everybody. It's going to be beautiful. Get out and enjoy it. And until 1:30, until 1:30, have a great couple hours, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk to you soon.